Welcome, everybody. It's Michael. It's time for a fog photography adventures. If you've never been out and taken pictures in the fog, let me tell you, it's a lot of fun. I went online and took a look to see what kind of weather we were having up at Rancho Cucamonga State Park and saw that, there was potential for some good fog to come in and, it would be gone like a little bit later on in the afternoon. So I thought, well, let me get out there in the morning. My wife came along with me to go see if we can find some wildlife. And sure enough, we kept hiking around and we went on the backside of the lake and we found a bunch of deer, the coastal mule deer. They're such beautiful animals. And if you've never taken pictures in fog, it can be a little difficult. Obviously, especially if you're doing automatic focus. Now, manual focus might be a little bit easier. But when it comes to, automatic focus, the camera has a little bit of a difficulty, at least my setup does, when it comes to, photographing in the fog. Believe it or not, I believe the camera actually can see the fog when it's so thick, and it tends to want to have an issue, finding your focus point. I was focused in on the deer, and I decided I might try a little bit and move it to the left on the tree, and it seemed to help. It was a bigger structure for it to focus on, so it definitely helped with the pictures. But yeah, definitely, when you're going out, just be patient when it comes to photographing in the fog. Have a lot of fun with it. I think the pictures in fog can be absolutely gorgeous, especially, if you have really good light, it can really illuminate, what you're photographing. So after we saw some of the deer, we got some really good pictures. My wife and I, we decided to kind of go a little bit further, and sure enough, here comes a bunch of geese. We heard them in the fog, but we really couldn't see them, at first because it was so thick. And I think they were a little bit further away when they were flying over us. But yeah, we got set up and they kept circling around. They circled around, I think, I'd say about maybe 8 times. It was really fun. Very difficult, though, to try to track them in the fog. But anyway, the pictures, I think, came out really nice. And you can see, when you have good light in the fog, it can really, illuminate, your pictures. Now, this one's a little bit more in the shade. It doesn't have much, a light, illuminating it. But this one has a little bit more light. And you can see there's definitely a difference when you have, obviously if you've taken pictures, you need the good light. Just a little bit more, a little bit brighter. It didn't get too much brighter as the day went on till it started burning off. But we wanted to keep on hiking. We were hoping to see, more animals in the fog. I was hoping to see like maybe a coyote or maybe a bobcat. I did hear, some earlier birds, smaller birds, but I really couldn't get to them, to get the pictures in the fog. I tried a couple, but they didn't come out at all. But once the snow geese, the Canadian geese, took off, we continued to hike around the park. If you've never been to Rancho Cucamonga, State Park in Julian, California, I always tell people I think it's one of the best parks we have, even versus like national parks. This place is just absolutely gorgeous. And in the fog, man, I was having so much fun with my wife. We were laughing so much because we kept, seeing animals that we wanted to get pictures of. There was even a skunk out in the brush, in the fog. But man, I couldn't be quick enough, to get to it before it took off. That happens. When you're out hiking around, you're trying to get pictures of animals. Obviously, they're not going to hang around for you. But the coastal mule deer was really, what I wanted to focus in on. Was getting that. The Canadian geese, that was a plus. But yeah, getting these deer in the fog, I thought would be, really, potentially to be a really beautiful image. And I think, a lot of the images I took came out pretty good. Some of them, I think, it may have focused a little bit in front of it, not necessarily, straight on the animal itself. But, that's how it goes sometimes. You never really know, how the pictures are always going to turn out. But yeah, you just keep trying, keep working at it, keep improving on what you're doing. But yeah, these fog pictures and videos I got, I think the videos are pretty good. But yeah, boy, I'm telling you, I can't wait, for some more fog to come in. I'm definitely going to go back out, with my wife and try to, to get some more photographs. And you can see here, boy, it was so thick. I couldn't get hardly any pictures. It was so thick. And I tried manually focusing, and I got a couple, but they didn't come out any good. But yeah, definitely, like I said earlier, have patience when you're taking pictures in fog. But you could tell here it was getting a little bit later on in the afternoon, and the fog was, going away and stuff. And my wife and I, we continued to hike around to see what we could find, you know, to photograph and just appreciate, you know, being outdoors and stuff and hiking around. It was such a beautiful day to be out and everything. So if you get a chance, you know, go out and take pictures in the fog. Dress for it. You know, I didn't think it was going to be that cold. It was a little chilly out earlier, but yeah, definitely, you know, dress for it. Go out, look at your weather reports, and go out and have some fun, and you know, get some great pictures of you know, the you know, fog and stuff. Even if it's just the fog, it doesn't have to necessarily be animals and stuff. But yeah, and if you do, I would love to see them. You know, comment down below. And if you're looking for help, you know, with your photography, you can check out my website. It's michaelvancepemberton.com. I hope you guys are having a good day. See you later. Bye.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.